Hey kids, is everybody ready? I should say, I'm so glad to be with you today. You know something that I love during the summertime? I love to see parades. There's lots of parades in the summertime. And it's such a fun thing to do is go to a parade. You know what? I even have a summertime song. Let's sing, "Oh, What Do You Do in the Summertime?" And let's see if there's a parade in this song. Oh, what do you do in the summertime when all the world is green? Do you fish in a stream or lazily dream on the banks as the clouds go by? Is that what you do? So do I. Oh, what do you do in the summertime when all the world is green? Do you swim in a pool to keep yourself cool or swing from a tree up high? Is that what you do? So do I. Oh, what do you do in the summertime when all the world is green? Do you march in parades or drink lemonade or count all the stars in the sky? Is that what you do? So do I. Did you see in our song, one of the fun things to do in the summertime is to march in parades. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to make a drum to march in the parades. When you go to the parades, do you see people playing drums? Do you see people dancing? Do you see people on floats and on trucks? There's so many fun things people do in parades. And you know what? You could go to a parade and you like to take things with you. Usually at a parade, they will throw some candy, or maybe sometimes they throw popsicles and all kinds of stuff. And it's kind of fun to be able to take that home with you. And you know what? What we're going to make today is a drum, but it's also a great way to have things all packed up and ready so that when you go to a parade, you have everything you need. So we're going to make a parade packet today, and it's going to be like a drum because you can play with the drum, but you can also pack things inside of our drum that we're going to make today. So this is what we're going to do. But there are so many different kinds and sizes and ways to make a drum. Sometimes some people like to do oatmeal containers. I have two different kinds of oatmeal containers. This one already has the package off, and it's just a brown one. So it's one you could just color on and paint on just like that. This one, the oatmeal, is already covering it. So we've got to put a covering on it so it can become our own. This, you could also do kind of a shorter, fatter one. This is a nut container. When the nuts came out, I took the wrapper off of it so I could make it my own container. Here's a cereal container, and it's like the oatmeal one. It's all got all this painted on. You can't peel the wrapper off. So this one is one we're going to have to fix. This is a chocolate hot cocoa container. It's got a pretty silver one, and you could leave this like it is, and you could put stickers on it. But this part on the back where I ripped the paper off looks kind of funny. You could put stickers on it, but you know what we're going to do with all of them? Whichever size you want, we're going to cover it with our own design and make it our own drum. Okay, so you're going to need some paper today. I've got some plain white paper here, and you know what? I'm going to do 3 colors. If you do more than 3, sometimes they get a little mixed up, and that's okay, but sometimes the colors kind of turn brown or black, so I'm going to use 3. I'm going to use red, white, and blue. You can use any colors you want, but I like red, white, and blue because they're kind of patriotic and the colors of my flag. So you can choose the colors of your flag or different colors if you just like them. I'm going to take this piece of white paper and I'm going to paint it. When I'm done with this paper and it's all finished, I'm going to take it off and I am going to stick it right on this drum. And then it's going to be the color and the design that I want. So take your piece of paper and put it down on your table. I'm going to hold mine up so that you can see it. All right. So I'm not going to put mine down on the table, but you can do that. And we're going to color our paper. Now, what are some things you want to do? You know what? I'm going to start out with stripes. Now I already have white and I'm doing red, white, and blue. So I'm going to use red and blue to make my stripes. And the fun thing about stripes is they can be any direction you want. Now you can use markers. Let's see if I can find, there's my red marker and my blue marker. Oh, that's purple. Sorry, better get blue. Red and blue. You can use these, or you could use red and blue crayons, but I'm going to use paint, and I'm going to use my red one and my blue one. Did you see that? Very good. My red one and my blue one. And I'm going to be really, really careful when I use them. After I touch my red, oops, my paintbrush came right out. After I use my red, I'm going to rinse my brush really good so that my red and my blue don't get mixed up. So let's try doing this together. All right, let's take, I got some water. Do you have some water? And I'm going to dip my paintbrush into the water and I'm going to rub it on the red for a minute. It takes a minute before it gets all painty. So I'm going to mix up some paint right on top. Can you see me mixing it? So now my paintbrush is getting red. Okay, I'm going to set that down because now I have a whole bunch of it. And I'm just going to make, maybe I'll make a stripe this way. I'm going to get a little more paint on my brush. What if I did one this way? Little more paint. How about if I do one this way? I'm just doing stripes wherever I want to. You can do stripes wherever you want to. You know what? If you start running out of water in your paint, get a little more water, mix it up, and make a little more paint. Oh, there's a little X right on my paper. I'm going to do a long one down here. Now, guess what? I think that's about enough red. What do you think? Now, how about we try some blue? So I'm going to rinse off my paintbrush. I'm going to get my paintbrush and I'm going to dip it in here. I want to get all the red off. Can you see it's turning the water red? I want to get all the red off of my paintbrush. And I'm going to, now my paintbrush is black again. Can you see that? There's enough in the water that it's not going to mix it. The water won't mix it. So now I've got to go onto the blue spot and mix up some blue. Oh, it's kind of hard to see, but my paintbrush is starting to get a little blue on it. Mixing, we're going to make some good paint on there. Okay, now I've got some paint. It's all ready to go. I'm going to take my same stripes and I'm going to make a blue stripe. How about that? I think I'm going to make a blue stripe down here by my red stripe. Now look, right there I kind of got a little bit of purple because I put the red and blue together. Maybe I'll do one right here. Oh, look, running out of paint. Better get a little bit more. In fact, you know what I'm going to do on this blue? I'm going to go clear all the way up and make a super long stripe all the way past that one. This is kind of fun. I like making stripes. Now, the funny thing about that, there's a little kind of purpley looking stripe right there where I'm going across there. You know what? I'm going to take this one all the way down so I have another long, long, long stripe. How are your stripes looking? Are they everywhere you want to draw them? You know what? Maybe I'll do one more short one. Let's see. I'm going to do one right there. Now, guess what? One thing I do need to do is let my stripes dry. So you know what? I'm going to set my page down. Oh, I didn't want a blue stripe on this side because we don't have any blue stripes on that side. You can keep putting stripes on wherever you want to make some really cool stripes. All right, I'm going to let my stripes dry. And then I've got to take my water. I'm going to rinse out my paintbrush because I don't want my paintbrush to keep paint inside of it. If it does, next time I go to use it, it's going to turn my colors kind of blue. So I'm going to get all the paint out of my paintbrush. And then that's all the painting I think I'm going to do today. So I'm going to put my paintbrush away and I'm going to close the lid and set it carefully. I'm going to put it away so that it doesn't drip anywhere, and it's going to dry in the blue and in the red, right in the right places. So I'm going to put that down, but I'm going to let this take some minutes to dry. Okay, so we're going to just lay that down. And a couple things we're going to need for our drum. We're going to need to be able to make some music for our drum. So you know what? I'm going to use a popsicle stick. Now a popsicle stick, sometimes people don't have them for crafts, but sometimes they have them to eat popsicles or ice cream bars. If you do, you can save the sticks and you just put them in your dishwasher or you wash them. And then you can use them for crafting. Cool, huh? You can use them for more than one thing and we don't have to throw them away. We get to use them again. But you know what? Just by themselves, they don't make a very loud noise. It's okay, but it's kind of hard to hear. So you know what? We're going to put something on the end to give it a different sound. Does that sound more like a drum? Let's hear the difference. Does it sound more like a drum with this one? So you know what we're going to do? We're going to make one like this. What you need is some tape. And we're going to take our tape and just pull off, oh, not that kind of a piece. We want a straight piece. We have to pull it kind of carefully to get it to make a straight piece. We're going to want a long piece of tape. And this tape is a little bit sticky, but we're going to figure out how to make it work so that we can have a long piece. All right. You might need some help from your caregiver, but we're going to pull it maybe a little bit softer and slower. That will help us get a longer piece. We want to get a long piece of tape. Okay, when you get a long piece of tape, we're going to take it off like this. And we're going to take our stick and right on the end, we're going to stick that piece of tape on there and fold it around. Okay? And then we're going to roll it and roll it and roll it. And on the end of our stick, it's going to start getting fatter and fatter. And we're going to, and you know what? If you get a little lump on it, that's totally okay. We're going to keep rolling it around. Now, see how my tape is rolling on the bottom? That's okay. That won't be a problem. And you know what? It's starting to go kind of sideways. I want it to come back. So I'm going to pull it over here and it's going to get kind of crunkled. Can you see it's kind of crunkled? That's okay. It's not going to matter. It won't matter at all. Now the curly part, we're going to have to pull this kind of long. And you might need a little bit of help getting this to roll on there. It's totally okay if it's a little bit, see how it's got some little bumps and lumps in it? We're just going to stick them down. Doesn't even matter. Because are we having to be perfect? No. That's what's fun about being able to craft, is everything doesn't have to be perfect. Now, do you see how it's fatter on the top and skinnier on the bottom? Let's see what sound it makes when we drum with it. Now, we got to make sure we're not hitting the side. We're just hitting this fat part. Now, I have 2 of them because I made one to show you. So you need to make 2 sticks. If you don't want 2 sticks, you can just do 1. And when you're on your way to the parade, you could even be doing 2. But you know what? You can't hold this and do 2 drumsticks. So guess what we have to do? We've got to make it so it will go around our neck. Now, when you're in the parade and you're watching a drummer, Do they have something that holds the drum on? They have a thing that straps to their back. We're going to have one that goes around our neck because ours is not super heavy. Now you can decide what kind of a container you're going to use. Doesn't matter what kind. And you're going to need a string to go around your neck. This is an old shoelace. And I like it because it's kind of thick and so it doesn't hurt my neck. But you could also just use some string. And it's kind of soft, so it doesn't hurt our neck either. And it's going to go around our neck. Once we get it, we want it to go about down to our tummy. That's about how long we want our string to be. And then we're going to need to take the string and we're going to need to tape it on. So I'm going to put one side right here and I'm going to get another piece of tape. And I'm going to get a long strip of my tape. And I'm going to put it right here. Now this one, sometimes you need somebody to help you hold the string. That's when your caregiver or your grown-up is really going to be able to help you. And just tape it on. There's one piece on this side and then right across from it on the other side, we're going to put the other string. All right? Now let's see. If I put this around my neck, it's going to be, I'm going to do it a little bit higher so that when I drum, you can see it. But you want it to go clear down by your tummy, all right? And it's got to be big enough to go over your head. All right, we're going to get another piece of tape. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it on the other side. So I have one on this side and one on this side. And I'm going to put it around my neck. And now I've got a drum, all right? Now I've got my 2 sticks. Oh, it's not quite finished, but now we know what it's going to look like. We've got it taped on. And you know what? When you get both of your sticks done, do you know where you can store them so you can find them super easy? You can take the lid right off your drum, put your sticks right inside. So when you're ready to go to the parade, inside of there, you already have your sticks and you can pull them out anytime. Now the fun thing about this is there's not a lot of things inside the drum. Their sticks are in there that you can get out, but when you're at the parade, if you get candy, you can put them inside of your drum with your sticks and put the lid on, and then the candy's not gonna fall out and you'll have your own carrier. Now, I think it would be fun to finish up our paper. Oh, we're almost dry. Do you know what I want to add to mine? I'm thinking it might be fun to put some stickers on this. Now, you can do that or not do that. This is your own design. You can do it however you want. So I've got red, white, and blue, and I've got lots of stripes. I also have some star stickers, and I think I'm going to take my star stickers and I might just put them on my page. I can put some stars on there. If you don't have stars, but you wanted some stars, maybe you could ask your caregiver to draw some stars and then you could color them. All right, what do you think? Stars and stripes. I'm going to take this paper now and I am going to tape it right on here. Now, one way to do that, we're going to put it right over. Here's my string. I'm going to put it right over the string so you can't even see it. And I'm going to tape it on. Now this time I'm going to use clear tape, but you don't have to. And I'm going to tape it right on top of that. Can you see that? I'm taping it right on top. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to bring it all the way around. Now, sometimes you're going to need more than one paper. So we're going to talk about that in just 1 minute. I'm going to bring it all the way around. It's going to go right under the lid. Can you see how it's going right under the lid? Because the lid, we got to be able to take the lid off So we got to keep putting it under the lid. All right. Now I got to put it on the other side where the other string is. The other string is underneath there, and we're going to get some more tape. Now another way to do it is to pull off some pieces of tape before you start, and then you can put them right on there. Now, I have a little spot right here. I've got my drum with my stars and stripes on it, but I have a little space right here. We can take another piece of paper. We can leave it just like that, and you could just write your name on there. Or if you wanted to, we could just tape on another piece of paper. That's super easy to do. You can just put another piece of paper and just kind of cut that paper. So we're going to just take it. We're going to take a piece of it, and we're just going to do a little bit of cutting. So you would need to get your scissors out for this part. Let me find my scissors. Here's my scissors. And I'm going to make an extra piece of paper. And I'm just going to cut it right up to the top. And I'm going to put it right here on the back. And tape it right on. Okay? So we're going to tape it right on here. Now there's no stars and stripes on this one. So what could you do about that? Can you do some more painting? Yeah, you could definitely do some more painting. So you could paint some more if you wanted to. There. Or you can just leave it, because this is going to be against you anyway, so nobody's going to see it. So if you don't even want to put the extra paper on, you wouldn't even have to. Now you've got your drum. Inside, you've got your drumsticks. And now you can go to the parade. Oh, what do you do in the summertime when all the world is green? Do you march in parades or drink lemonade or count all the stars in the sky? Is that what you do? So do I. Is that what you do? I hope you have fun with your drum at the parade. And if you do a little drum, one that's not quite so tall, you just need a little shorter paper, and that's why we use our scissors. If we did this one, now while you're finishing yours, I'm going to show you one more thing. I'm going to take this off for just a minute, and I'm going to show you what we could do if we did a smaller one. Okay? We're going to take this extra piece of paper off. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave that on there. We're going to take this piece of paper, and we're going to put it on here. Just like this. Oh, it's still a little bit too long. Can you see? So we're going to take it and we're going to cut it. We're going to take this piece of paper. Even if you've already painted it, that's okay. We're going to take it and we're going to see how long does it need to be. And we're going to come from the lid right down to the bottom, about right there. And we're going to cut it. We're not going to make it perfect because it doesn't need to be perfect. It's just a drum. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to put that on there and bring it all the way around. Now, the shorter ones, they fit better. We don't need as big a piece. And this is going to be against me. Now, you can paint it first, or you can paint it after. So let's see what it looks like if we paint it after. So I'm going to take some of this kind of tape, and I'm going to tape it right on here. I have a piece that I already ripped off, and I'm going to tape it right on here. Now it's white. It's all ready to go. If I pull the lid off, you can still see the yellow around there. That's totally okay. That doesn't even matter. And we're going to try doing some stripes on this one. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to get my paints back out. You know what? On this one, actually, I'm going to do some markers, and then you will know you can do markers or crayons. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use crayons very first, and I'm going to get out some blue and some red, because those are my colors I'm doing today. And I'm going to draw some stripes like this all the way down. And then I'm gonna do, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna do all blue stripes, and then I'm gonna do blue stripes all the way down. And the fun thing about this is it can be any way you want, because whose drum is it? It's your drum. You're exactly right. And your drum gets to look however you want. So I'm gonna do blue stripes on this one. And then I'm gonna get my red, and I'm gonna do red stripes the other way. This time I'm using a marker. Is that gonna be cool? Now, it really might be easier to do it before it's on here, but it can be done both ways. That's the thing that's fun about making a drum. It can be whatever way is easiest for you. And there's lots and lots and lots of ways to do it. There's red stripes and blue stripes. And when we tape on, now this time I didn't tape it before I did the string, so that's okay. I'm just gonna tape it on here. I'm gonna get a piece of tape for one side and a piece of tape for the other side, all right? And I'm gonna put this right here, and I'm gonna tape it on, okay? Then, let's see how long I need it. I need it that long, and I'm gonna put some tape on the other side. Now let's see what's tricky. This is a smaller drum, but look what I can do inside of it. I can still fit my drumsticks in there. And when I take them out, let's see if it makes a good drum, even though it's a little bit smaller. You ready? Shall we check? Awesome! Whatever kind of a drum you make is gonna be perfect. And do you know why? Because you're really, really good at making projects, aren't you? It doesn't matter if it's a big one or if it's a little one. What matters is that you're gonna have fun when you go to the parade, aren't you? You're gonna have something super, super fun to use when you go. I hope you have a super fun time, and I hope you have a fun time with the parade. But if you don't even go to a parade, you could still use your drum to store all of your treasures in for summertime. And you will know right exactly where to find them, and you'll know where to find your drumsticks. I have so much fun being with you. I hope you had fun making your drum. And if you're not finished, go ahead and finish. I'll see you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. You're awesome, possum. See you soon.